I Feel Fantastic is a video that was uploaded in 2009 by a channel called Creepyblog, and it's definitely garnered a lot of attention, and I want to discuss it and make a video about it. So in this video, we're going to talk about it and see what is really the true story behind it. So let's get right into it. I Feel Fantastic is a video uploaded by a channel called Creepyblog that has racked up 14 million views in less than a decade. So what makes this video so interesting? It's creepy as fuck. That's what makes it interesting. Creepy videos tend to have a way of attracting people, and this video is no exception. There have been tons of explained videos and a lot of reaction / discussion videos about I Feel Fantastic, so obviously it's piqued a lot of interest. So you're probably wondering, why even make this video if so many people have made one, discussing it? Well, I've always been fascinated by this video and creepy videos in general on the internet. I like being scared, I guess, but it's just ironic because I don't like horror movies. But yeah, so today let's discuss I Feel Fantastic, or otherwise known as Tara the Android. So the backstory to this video is very mixed when discussed amongst people on the internet. The most popular theory is that a serial killer made Tara the Android to be a representation of what he wanted his victims to sound like. He apparently hated the fact that when he killed someone, they would scream and cry, and he wanted them to feel fantastic. So he'd bury his victims alive, and what they would say underground would be translated by Tara to say, I feel fantastic, and whatever else she would sing. Now obviously this theory is kind of out there, so there are some other theories that I would like to dive into and explore. Some of the other theories are things like Tara is a sex robot or something, which, to be honest, isn't that far out there. But I doubt that this guy would put videos of it on the internet and be like, hey, here's my sex robot. At least not on YouTube. Now, something that has sparked this rumor even more is that there's a phone conversation on YouTube where a YouTuber by the name Goddess of the Hobos calls John's phone number, and she's like trying to interview him, I guess, or like ask him if he's the creator. And in the phone call, you can tell he's like very annoyed, and he does not want to talk to her about this. And like that sparked a lot of debate in the comments about like whether he, people are like, why would he want to talk about it if he did create a murder robot? But in reality, let's all be honest here, if you got tons of calls all the time about people trying to question you about making a serial killer robot when you were just trying to make a music project, would you want to talk to people like that? Because I know I wouldn't. It's like having the Jehovah's Witness come to your house every week, because every week you tell them, hey, I already have a religion, and they go, oh, okay, and they leave and they come back next week, and you're like, hey, I just told you guys last week, and they're like, oh yeah, we know, and they just keep coming back every freaking week. It's kind of the same thing. That was kind of a tangent, but I felt like it was necessary. But yeah, anyway, here's the phone call itself, and you can listen for yourself and tell me what you think.
Hello?
Hi, is John there, please?
Just a minute.
Thanks.
May I ask who's calling, please?
Yeah, of course. My name is Kendra.
Kendra?
Yeah.
Can you wait just a moment, please?
Yeah, of course.
Hello.
Hello, is this John? Is it John Bergeron?
What's this about? I got a lot of things I need to do.
Of course, yes. My name is Kendra. I'm with the robotics department at University of British Columbia, and I was just calling. Were you the person who did the Tara the robot by chance? I'm working on a story about it.
The problem is, I got a lot of things I really need to do. I don't have time to talk.
Okay. Would it be easier if I could email you by chance?
Yeah, I just don't have the time to deal with this.
Okay. Have I got the right
All right.
person at least?
I gotta go.
Have I got the right
Goodbye.
person? Okay.
So really the truth about the video is pretty simple. John Bergeron is not a serial killer, and Tara is not a sex doll or anything, or some kind of device that will translate a victim, or whatever the hell. The real truth is that Terra is simply a music project by John, and he wanted to make a robot who could perform music, which there's a lot of that going around in the world nowadays. There's that one all robot rock band, and there's tons of like hologram shit like Tupac, and I know in Japan there's like holographic artists, and that's strange to me, but to each his own. So that's basically what Terra was. And if you actually go to John's old website, you can find and download other songs and music videos that Terra made. And you can tell, like, oh, okay, this is just a music project. And so yeah, if you explore around his website a little bit more, you can even see he planned to do live performances. Apparently, after Terra's hardware was upgraded or something like that. So John obviously had a lot of plans for Terra, and this whole like theory about him being a serial killer kind of just got really out of control, because like obviously something like that is going to spark interest, and people are going to tell each other, and it's going to spread over the internet, it's going to spread in real life, and it's just going to spread like wildfire. Another thing that might have sparked the theories about him being a serial killer, about John, was another YouTuber by the name of Takedown Man actually made a video. He had a video series called Confessions of a Serial Killer, and he said that that's where the Terra video came from, even though that's not true. Like, that whole video is a complete fabrication. And at the time, when I was a fan of his, I actually completely believed that. I was like, wow, this is fucking crazy. Like, that made the videos, like, it did make the videos a lot more scary and interesting, but it definitely is not true if you just do any sort of research or anything. So yeah, Takedown Man had like 100,000 subs back in the day. He deleted all of his videos since. Otherwise, I would like send a link or whatever. I'll try to maybe find a mirror, and then you guys can watch it for yourself and see what I'm talking about. But basically, it was a whole smear campaign about how like he was presenting all this as like if it was fact, like he was telling it like a story, like he found all this shit on his own. So he's definitely a liar. So even with all this being explained, it does not explain the weird shot of the backyard in the original I Feel Fantastic video uploaded by Creepyblog, which that's one of the main points in the theory. So there are two main theories about why that shot is in the video, and it's mostly like the biggest one is that, or actually the most believable one to me, is that someone tampered with the footage to add on to the story that John is a serial killer. Like, basically someone just downloaded that music video specifically, and they kind of just edited it in, and that kind of just, like, I don't know, it just made it more believable, because then people added on to the whole thing about, oh, well, the backyard is where he buried his victims, and it just made it more of a story, I guess. Like, it kind of just added on, and it just added on to the rumor a little bit. So yeah, I do think that it's very plausible that someone just tampered with the footage and did it themselves. Was it Creepyblog, the guy who uploaded it? I don't know, but it'd be really interesting to interview that guy, because he could be, or I mean, if I could actually interview John himself, that'd be cool, but there's probably no way, and I don't blame him at all. And the other theory is that John added the shot himself to make a sort of cinematic shot for the music video, or like, some kind of artsy thing. I don't know. But personally, both of those are kind of believable to me. Why he thought that a shot would be a good cinematic shot is not a question to ask me, because I don't know him. But hey, if he wants to put in some cool shots of his backyard, then let him have at it. But yeah, go ahead and comment below what theory you guys think about the backyard shot. I personally think it was that that the footage got tampered with. So just tell me what you guys think. So there it is. John Bergeron is not a serial killer, but rather just a weird dude who was making some music with a robot that he dropped $2,000 on. And no, I'm not kidding. He actually did spend $2,000 according to his website, and that was before the hardware upgrades. So thank you guys for watching, and make sure to comment below what weird videos or theories or pretty much anything like ghosts, cryptids, anything you want me to talk about or discuss. I am definitely willing to check it out because I'm very interested in that stuff. So not even just for making videos, just to pique my personal interest, I'd really appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching, and stay freaky.